I can still hear that glass shattering. But the real sting wasn't from the shards hitting the floor, it was from realizing my own family wanted me gone. I had just sent $5,000 for my sister's tuition. I came home drained, thinking maybe I'd get a little gratitude. Instead, I walked into an empty room. My bed? Gone. Closet? Cleared out. Even the little drawer where I kept my notebooks? Empty. I stood there staring at bare walls when my mom appeared in the doorway. Her words cut deeper than the glass she hurled. "Your job is done. Get out." The glass exploded against the wall, fragments spraying past my face. I didn't even flinch. That was the night I understood family could be the cruelest kind of strangers. But it hadn't always been like this. For years, I thought I was her favorite. She leaned on me whenever Dad wasn't around. She praised me for being responsible, the dependable one. I worked extra shifts, skipped nights out, saved every dollar I could. I thought that loyalty meant something. When my sister begged for help with tuition, Mom cried about how impossible it all was. I told her not to worry. I'd take care of it. And I did. I thought loyalty was a bond, but it turned out to be a leash. That night, I left with nothing but a backpack. No confrontation, no questions, no begging, just silence. But silence doesn't mean surrender. 2 weeks later, the calls started. My dad's number flashed again and again, missed calls piling up. I ignored them until one voicemail cracked my resolve. His voice trembled. "Son, it's your mom. She's in trouble. Everything's falling apart. I need you." I replayed it over and over, letting the irony sink in. Because the truth is, I already knew. The night I walked out, I didn't just disappear. I had prepared. Years of being the responsible one gave me access to accounts, bills, even Mom's secret credit card she thought nobody knew about. Out. I had tracked it all. Every sketchy transfer, every dollar wasted. While I paid for textbooks, she was off on vacations with her friends. While I skipped meals to save money, she played queen of borrowed wealth. Before I left, I made sure that leash snapped back on her. I redirected the tuition funds straight to the school, locking my sister's access under my name. I flagged Mom's card for fraud, freezing her lines overnight. And the mortgage? I tweaked the payments to bare minimums, just enough to delay the wolves until they caught the scent. It wasn't revenge, not yet. It was preparation. 3 weeks later, Dad's voice cracked again. "She emptied everything. I don't know how. Creditors are calling. We're behind. Your mother won't stop screaming." That was my opening. When I finally returned, the house looked smaller, like the walls themselves had caved under the weight of debt. Mom sat slumped at the table, mascara smeared, bills scattered everywhere like battle plans. Dad looked older, defeated. My sister couldn't even meet my eyes. "Why are you here?" Mom spat, though her voice shook. I sat down calmly. "You told me to get out. I did. Now you need me back." Funny how fast things change. Her eyes flicked nervously, like she was calculating something she couldn't quite grasp. I let the silence choke the room before sliding a folder onto the table. Inside, printouts of her spending, transfers, every secret purchase highlighted in red. "I kept records," I said. "Every cent. Every lie." The color drained from her face. Dad leaned closer, confused. "What is this?" "The truth," I told him. "She used me. She used all of us." Mom reached for the folder, but I pulled it back. "You threw me out right after I paid $5,000 for her education," I said, nodding toward my sister. "You thought that meant I was done?" I shook my head. "No, Mom, that was just the beginning." The climax wasn't screaming or glass smashing, it was watching her composure collapse in silence. Dad's face twisted as the pieces fell into place, years of his own money drained under the disguise of family needs. My sister whispered, "Mom," but got no response. I leaned in, steady and cold. "From now on, every account runs through me. The house, tuition, debts, I'll cover what matters. But you're finished. No more secrets, no more control." This wasn't just revenge, it was reclaiming everything she'd taken. She threw me out, stripped me of everything I had. So, I stripped her empire down to nothing. The weeks that followed were chaos for her. Creditors circled like vultures. Dad slowly began siding with me, realizing just how blind he'd been. My sister, awkward, guilty, thanked me when she saw her tuition was still safe, her classes still secure. Mom fought back at first, screaming, threatening, trying to claw her way back into power. But every time, the reminder was simple. Without me, they had nothing, and she knew it. The same silence that filled my empty room that night now sat heavy over her at every meal. Silence became her cage, and looking back, I feel no guilt.